After a long afternoon of debate, City Council has voted in favor of a number of initiatives aimed at tackling gun violence in the city, including 40 new CCTV cameras and audio detection technology called ShotSpotter that locates the sound of gunshots and notifies police.
What we've done, importantly, is responded to the police chief, and he's my police expert, he's our police expert, and he said he needs this. It's in 90 other cities in the United States, and it's been proven to be effective. But there are now going to be some reports on privacy and explaining the technology, on oversight of how it's used, and I'm very comfortable with that. Some of those reports were going to come anyway, but I think this really just firms that up, and I think people will be happy with the technology. It will help combat gun violence, and they'll be happy with the oversight that takes place.
Councillor Josh Matlow had asked for a delay on the vote until further study could be done on the effectiveness of the technology out of Silicon Valley. It will cost the city $4 million to buy and operate over the next 2 years. His motion did not pass, but council did approve a motion for the city to consult with the privacy commissioner before taking on the technology, and the city will report back on its impact on high-risk communities in the first quarter of 2019. Another major item getting support from council tonight was a call on the federal government to ban the sale of handguns in the city.
We saw the Minister of Community Safety federally today indicate that he was willing to take a look at a handgun ban in the City of Toronto. And look, this is the biggest city in Canada. We should be, to some extent, the masters of our own destiny on this and be able to convince the federal government that they should change the law for a city as big as Toronto that's confronted by some of the challenges we have.
The mayor is also asking the feds to look at implementing mandatory minimum sentences for gun traffickers and tougher screening for mental health issues for those acquiring gun and firearm permits. Councillor Giorgio Mammoliti also had a number of motions before council, including a request to look into the feasibility of implementing a midnight curfew for children under the age of 15. Now, that motion did not pass, but his request for Toronto Police Services to establish a gun amnesty or buyback program was approved by council. And council is asking city staff to investigate gun clubs to ensure that they are operating legally. They're also going to be looking at the feasibility of acquiring and repurposing the few remaining gun clubs in the city of Toronto.